What else am I missing?
Hang on, guys. Yeah,
It's
what's
very
that?
good. I like it.
Okay, this was the farm that my dad and Aunt Dorothy grew up on. And so some of you've already been out there to see it. When did you buy the farm, Aunt Dorothy?
The farm was bought in the fall of 1960
Oh,
for $9,000.
wow. How many
And
acres?
we struggled, and finally in 1953, we finally got $3,000 together and paid off the interest, and we owned the farm. So we've owned the farm since 1953.
And you moved
So
out there.
how
and
many
purchased
years
it.
did that take us to raise $9,000?
Long time.
Think about it,
Yeah.
what you're doing today.
Now, so how many acres do you, how many acres do you
It was
have?
an 80-acre farm.
80 acres.
The highway comes off of that.
Oh, the one that drives down here.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. This is the house, and this was the barn,
Yeah.
and what was this, just this
A
shed?
garage,
Garage. You don't like it? And then what was this building?
chicken house.
Chicken house. Okay, this is the outhouse, and
That's the important room.
you had two outhouses?
Huh?
You had two outhouses?
No,
What's this?
that's the smokehouse.
Oh.
When we butchered the meat, it was put in salt and cured and hung in a bag and hung in the smokehouse.
Oh, okay. And this is the well. I remember going out to the well.
The well.
Okay, now, the house. Okay. Yeah, that is the house. This part, wasn't there an addition put on later?
The original house is what you had your hands on.
Uh-huh, here,
No,
here.
no. The two-story.
Okay, okay.
Then another room was added here on the wall to the west. Then shortly before Mom and Dad bought the place, the two rooms were built on to the south. Yeah,
So this is what it was originally.
yeah, it was made out of old plank from a bridge that went across Independence Brook back in the 1800s.
Okay,
And when I took down the old house, I took those old planks and I cleaned them up and they would go around my basement.
oh, that's cool. I remember we went in this door, and this was kind of used as a dining room. And I remember the kitchen, which was very, very small.
But let's backtrack.
Okay?
When your dad was living at home, Grandma Sletchbaum lived with Mom and Dad from day one. So what you know as the dining room was Grandma's room. Then that little room that we had the kitchen was the bedroom for us 5 kids. A bed on the north and a bed on the south. The boys slept on the south and the girls slept on the north. We had one dresser that had 3 drawers. The girls had a drawer in the dresser, but there was no place for the boys. So the boys had a cranberry box that went under the bed with their clothes on it. And Johnny's got the cranberry box. Anyway, so then after Grandma died, so then the kitchen was there on, no, the kitchen was there.
Okay.
That was the kitchen when Grandma was living. And the room in the middle of the house then was Mom and Dad's, well, they slept on an old duofold, and that was the front room if we had one. And then when Grandma died in 1936, that's when we changed and made the kitchen over here. And then we had a dining room, and then when the war was over, we was able to do some fixing up the upstairs and wire the house and finally got electricity in 48.
1948, I told him.
So there were 6 children.
Five children.
At that time, 5 kids, okay, because
Well,
Jerry
I
was,
take that back.
Jerry
Jerry
wasn't
was
born.
raised in there, because one night I was holding him, because see, we had no real heat, but only a little trash burner stove. And I was holding him, about went to sleep and dropped him on the stove. Anyway, yeah, when, because Jerry slept in the upstairs bedrooms then, and that was in 41.
41.
But it was 48 before we got electricity and had class modernized that way.
So they really only had 2 beds for 3 girls and 2 boys, and then Jerry was born in 41.
41.
So how did you 3 girls share one bed?
Huh?
How did you 3 girls share one bed? Who slept on the floor?
Well, you didn't think about it. You just got in bed and went to sleep.
Did you go head?
You didn't know whether you,
You know,
and you,
I had an aunt and they had 6 children, and what they ended up, because they had multiple kids in a bed, the boys and the girls slept separate, and so instead of climbing into your bed and sleeping this way like we all do, they slept this way and crossed. I just remember
Yeah.
that from growing
yeah,
up.
in the
Yeah.
summertime, one of us slept at the bottom of the bed and 2 at the top, because hot. 1936, we thought it was hot this year. Well, look how hot it was then. And we had no fans, you didn't have no electricity, you didn't have no air conditioning, and we didn't even have water to drink.
You didn't have a cabana boy waving you with a fan?
No, we got a 5-gallon cream can of water from town once a week. And you had to make that do for your drinking.
You couldn't drink